Hello. Hello. It's Monday Fun Day, and I'm Margot, and I'm with Chaska Library. And welcome again, Monday Fun Day or Fun Day Monday, whichever way you like. Monday Fun Day, Fun Day Monday, whatever you like. It is spring in Minnesota, and I'm so happy to be sharing a seed story today. But wait, before I get into the story, I must share tonight's Monday Fun Day letter and number. Let's start with the letter. Today's letter is M, the letter M. M is a perfect letter for tonight because it's Monday. And we are in the month of May and in Minnesota. And my name is Margot. Monday, month, May, Minnesota, and Margot all begin with the letter M. I wonder if any of you out there have a name that begins with the letter M. Is there a Morgan out there, or a Mason, or a Michael? I think when you listen to today's story, you'll also hear some words that start with M and words that have the M sound in them, like cinnamon. But for now, I've got one more thing I need to show you, don't I? The number. Tonight's number is the number 5. Why the number 5? Well, let me think. I have 5 fingers on this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because the month of May is the 5th month of the year, first we have January, then February, then March, April, May. It's the 5th month. Or maybe it's just because the number 5 is a fun number. It's a fun number to write and draw. Shoop, shoop, and whoop. It's a great number. Now I have one more thing to show you though, before we get to your story. And it's really, really cool and really, really tiny. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Where'd it go? Here we go. It's a seed. It's a teeny, tiny, itty bitty little seed, and it's in my finger right now. It's a tomato seed. I don't know if you can, there you go. You might be able to see it. That teeny tiny tomato seed, if you were to plant it in a little bit of dirt and give it some water and a little bit of sun, it'll grow into a little teeny tiny plant just like this. And if you keep taking care of it, it'll grow into a bigger teeny tiny plant like this. This is actually 3 tomato plants. It's not 5, but it's 3. You can see they got a little bigger. If we compare them, one is smaller and one is bigger. So that teeny, teeny, tiny seed will grow into a little plant, then a bigger plant, and then it keeps growing just like you until it becomes a really big plant and lots of juicy, wonderful tomatoes are growing off of it. And then you can take it and eat them and make recipes and cook with them and have delicious meals. So just like you, your plants get bigger and bigger and bigger and give us trees and flowers and fruits and vegetables. They're like magic, seeds are. So now let's get to our story. This is the story of Francis and the Beanstalk. And I'm going to need you to use your imagination. So when I'm saying the words, try to picture them in your mind. Francis and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, there was a little kid named Francis. She lived in a little house on a little farm outside a little town called Carver. Now, one day, Francis and her mom were working at the farm, and mom asked Francis to bring 5 milk bottles of fresh milk to the farmer's market to sell. Now, Francis loved to help out, and she loved to walk to the farmer's market. So she said, yes, of course, I will bring those to the farmer's market. So she loaded up her 5 milk bottles. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 milk bottles. She loaded them up and started walking to the farmer's market. She headed up the hill and down the hill and over the hill again and down to the trail that led to town. And it was a beautiful spring day. The trees were bursting with leaves of all different colors of green, and the birds were tweeting with joy. As Frances was walking along the trail, she noticed a mama duck and 5 little ducklings, and she remembered something. The ducks make a certain sound. Do you know what sound the ducks make? Can you tell me? Do they say moo? No, they don't say moo. Ducks do not say moo. Do they say meow? No, ducks don't say meow. Do they say quack? Quack, 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 quack. Yes, the ducks say quack. So she saw the 5 little ducks and she was laughing and pretending to walk like them and remembered a song that she knew when she was little. And it was called 5 Little Ducks. Maybe you know this song. I'm going to share it with you and you can sing along if you know it, or you can just listen. 5 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducks came back. 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 2 little ducks came back. 2, 1, 2. 2 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back. 1. Boop. 1 little duck went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only none of the ducks came back. 0 ducks came back. Sad mother duck went out one day over the hill and far away. Sad mother duck said quack, 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 and all the 5 little ducks came back. They came right back. And what were they saying? Quack, 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 quack. So 1 little duck came back, 2 little ducks came back, 3 little ducks came back, 4 little ducks came back, and 5 little ducks came back. Yes. Frances laughed as the ducks waddled away. Now, can you waddle away like a little duck? Can you get your little wings going and kind of quack, 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 and waddle away? But then waddle back so you can hear the rest of the story. Waddle, 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 quack, 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 quack. All right, let's continue with the story. Now, Frances laughed at those ducks because they were so cute and they waddled away. And she continued on, though. She needed to go to the farmer's market. She stepped back onto the trail and she noticed that her friend Lewis also had joined her on the trail. Hey there, Frances, Lewis said. Well, hello, Lewis. Lewis noticed that she was carrying these 5 beautiful bottles of milk and said, that milk sure looks good. Do you want to trade? And Frances said, for what? How about, let's see, he's looking in his pockets. What does he find? He finds 5 little seeds. How about these 5 magic seeds? Lewis opened his hand and showed her 5 small, black, shiny seeds. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seeds. Frances's eyes got big and bigger as she looked at those beautiful, black, magical, shiny seeds. Yes, she said and smiled. Magical seeds will be wonderful. So Lewis and Frances made their exchange. Lewis gave Frances the seeds and Frances gave Lewis the milk. And they each went happily along back to their homes. Well, Frances actually ran back to her home. She was so excited. And when she showed her mother the 5 seeds, whoops, her mother's smile kind of dropped because Frances didn't sell the milk. She traded it. But her mother gave her a small smile. And Frances knew what she needed to do. Frances needed to plant those seeds. So Frances went out and found a sunny spot where the dirt was healthy and poked 5 little holes into the soil. Let's count those holes. Now let's pretend this is your seed hole making tool. Let's get ready. We're going to make 5 little holes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little holes. Then Frances took each little seed and put one at a time in the hole. So let's imagine your seeds are right here and pick them up and put one in each hole. Here's 1, bloop. Here's 2, bloop. Here's 3, bloop. Here's 4, bloop. And here's 5, bloop. Now let's pat the soil just a little bit, not too hard, just gently patting the soil. Frances next took her watering can and gently poured some water, sprinkling it actually a little bit over the seeds and the soil. Now let's imagine that the water's coming down from the watering can and gently hitting the seeds in the soil. Frances was very excited about her magical seeds. So the next morning, Frances jumped out of bed and ran to see if the little seedlings were popping up from beneath the soil. But instead of seeing wee little green leaves, she saw 5 gigantic beanstalks, so big, so tall, she couldn't see their tops. And they were covered in huge, enormous, beautiful green beans. Oh my, she said, those are magical seeds. Just then, a monarch butterfly flittered along. It started flying up alongside one of the beanstalks. Now, Frances loved monarch butterflies, so she tried to copy what they were doing. Can you do that too? Imagine your hands are little butterflies flying up the beanstalk. And because she loved them so much and was such a good climber, she decided to follow the monarch butterfly up the beanstalk. So up, up, up went the monarch butterfly, and up, up, up went Frances. And before she knew it, she was so high up that she couldn't even see her little farm anymore. It was then that she heard a deep voice say, "Me, my, mo, mac, I'm so hungry I need a snack." Frances looked and saw the biggest, tallest, hungriest giant she had ever seen. Really, she hadn't ever seen a giant before, but that's okay. Anyway, and then she heard the voice again. "Oh, me, my, mo, mac, I'm so hungry I need a snack." Now, as Frances was very brave, she snapped off one of those marvelous green beans, and with both arms, first, let's grab that green bean. Can you reach up and grab that? It's a giant one. Remember, it's a giant green bean. So you got to grab it with both hands and snap. And then you're going to carry it. Okay. So she grabbed the giant green bean and carried it with both arms over to the giant. "Excuse me, Mr. Me, my, mo, mac, how about a green bean for your snack?" The giant looked around for the voice and then looked down and saw Frances standing there with a green bean in her arms. With a growing crooked smile and sparkling eyes, the giant leaned over slowly and gently picked up the green bean that Frances had in her arms and raised it in front of his eyes. Leans over just like this. Here it comes. He gently broke the stem off and took a bite. Can you say is an M sound. Frances asked, "Would you like some more?" The giant smiled and pointed to himself and said, "Me, Mac, my mo, thank you kindly. Yes, let's go." So Frances and the giant walked to the beanstalks. Remember how many there were? Let's count them again. How many beanstalks? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beanstalks. And they worked together to collect and gather more green beans. So imagine you're picking green beans and putting them in a basket. You could do this. You could grab 2 at a time, put them in your basket. You can grab one over here, put it in your basket, one over there. There's so many of them and they're so big. So pick, pick, pick. So they worked together and harvested a nice bunch of beans. And then Frances said, goodbye, Mac, and climbed back down the beanstalk. Now, as she climbed down, she kept thinking about the wonderful giant green beans and the climbing up the stalk and the monarch butterfly. And before she knew it, she was at the bottom of the stalk. When she got down there, she saw her whole family, and Lewis and his whole family and the whole town of Carver had gathered to harvest green beans from the giant beanstalks that grew from those magical seeds. And there were plenty for everybody. And that is the end of this story. Well, it's not the end. I want to show you something. If I can remember where I set them. I've got so many cool things here. Okay, so I showed you the green bean. So this green bean came from a seed, just like Frances had. And, oh dear, I'm going to stand up and look over here. I'm rhyming. So in order to have green beans, you need seeds. And here's a little seed packet with some green bean seeds in it. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to show you what the seeds look like. They look like the picture, but I'm going to show you in real life so you can see them in my hand and see how big they are. So there's my hand, and there's 5 beans, seeds. Now, these aren't magical seeds, but they are green bean seeds. And guess what? We just opened a library inside of the Chaska Library, a library in a library. It's called a seed library. And you and your family can come here to Chaska Library and learn about the seed library. And you can get great green bean seeds, and you can get tomato seeds like this tiny bitty little one that I showed you before. I don't know if you can see that tiny bitty. And you can get lettuce seeds, and you can get sunflower seeds, and you can get melon seeds, and you can get up to 5 different kinds of seeds and grow your own food. And we can also tell you how to grow your own food at our seed library. And then, when you're here at the library, of course, you can come in and find some great books about seeds and plants and gardens. And then you can go home and you can grow your own food. Now, I'm so excited to plant my garden that I've picked out 5 seeds from our seed library. And I'm going to share them with you. There's more than this, though, just so you know. So first, we have the green bean seeds. There's one. And then I've got some Asian green seeds. I love greens. I always feel so good after I eat them. And then I have the corn seeds. And then we've got I forgot this one. We've got some cherry tomato seeds that I'm going to plant too. And then this is kind of cool. These are seeds for a plant called nasturtium, and they make these beautiful flowers. But the cool thing about these flowers is that you can eat them. They can make your plate look pretty, but you could also eat them. So there's the 5 seeds I picked out. Now let's double check and count those and make sure I got it right, because we can only take 5 out. Let's see. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. 5 packets of seeds to make some delicious foods. Well, we're going to grow some delicious foods. Well, I have to tell you, I'm getting pretty tired here. But before we go, I want to do a little stretch because I'm kind of tired from doing my butterfly and stuff. So let's all do that together, okay? So let's imagine that we're just starting to climb one of those giant beanstalks and reach way up high. Stretch, 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 stretch. And then flutter your hands down like they're little butterflies. Flutter, flutter, flutter down. Now, let's imagine we're bending over to get a green bean from Frances. Pretend you're a giant and you're bending over very slowly and carefully and bending over to pick up that green bean from little Frances. Picking it up And here's your green bean. Now we're going to take that green bean and we're going to stretch over this way. And we're going to take that green bean, we're going to stretch over that way. And then we're going to stretch down and stretch up. And whew, now I feel really relaxed. So I think it's actually time for me to wrap it up here. It's getting close to my bedtime. So what I wanted to make sure to tell you though, is that we will be back for Monday Fun Day. That's one thing. Two, come to Chaska Library and see our seeds. They're not magical, but kind of they are. Like I said, they grow and grow and grow and grow. And also just have a really lovely evening. Find some good books while you're here too. Good night. Good night. Good night.